Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm excited for another fabulous day with all kinds of fun things in store. Going to be talking to a guy about a book called Strike It. Dr. Unruh is who we're talking to, Dr. Nathan Unruh. We've actually talked to his dad on this program before, but now we're talking to Dr. Nathan Unruh, and he's got a book called Strike It. I've read this book. It's a simple, quick, easy read, and it's a neat book, so be listening for that. The Dallas Library has had so many complaints about homeless people living there, they passed a new rule and will eject people who stink.
Oh.
So whose job is it to say, excuse me, you stink, you have to leave?
Yeah.
So that would be an awful job.
Yeah, that would be terrible to
Why
have
do
to
I
say
have to go?
something like that to people.
Because you stink, you have to leave. So there's a new rule at the Dallas Public Library. If you stink, you get booted out. Now let's go to a different end of the country, Alaska. There's a valley there that has long hours of sunlight, and they're using the farmers there are using that time to grow gigantic vegetables. A farmer recently grew a 100-pound cabbage. That is a big old cabbage. Make a lot of coleslaw with that, 100-pound cabbage. All right, coming up, we got some special things happening today. We'll tell you what those are in a bit on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, March 24th. It is International Day for the Right to the Truth concerning gross human rights violations and for Dignity of Victims Day.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
That's a lot of stuff going on. And that's all one thing. Now, we got other stuff. It's also World Tuberculosis Day.
Yeah.
And there is some good news, some good things happening today. National Chocolate-Covered Raisins Day today as well.
Not a huge fan of those either.
Yeah, so today is kind of one of those days where I don't know what we're going to celebrate. But of all of the things, I think I go for the chocolate-covered raisins, to be quite honest. All right, coming up here in a bit, we've got some more fun stories. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by Knowles Systems. If you have funds earning less than 6%, listen to this. Commercial mortgage bridge loans pay 6% to 8%. That might be just what you need. You're placed in first position on loans secured by high-quality commercial real estate like hotels, apartments, and office buildings. Your principal never fluctuates in value. You receive 6% per year paid monthly, and your principal is returned in full at the end of each cycle. You never pay commissions, management fees, or asset charges, and you can make these loans inside or outside of an IRA. I'll give you a toll-free number to call, 888-547-8007. Start earning 6% now. Call 888-547-8007.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A German businessman says he has come up with a cure for the common cold.
Really?
This
What
is something
that?
we've been working on for years. Alexander Locke, how would you say this? Loschke, I think maybe, says that you can stop your coughing and your aching and your sneezing and achy head feelings by sticking copper wire up each nostril.
Ah, yeah,
That's all you got to do.
That's practical.
He says he found the healing capabilities of copper while growing tomatoes. He placed copper rings on his tomato canes to help the plants grow, while the other gardeners found theirs were rotting and his were not. Lakshmi then tried it on himself.
Then he thought, hey, I should stick these up my nose.
Yeah, the next time he got a cold, he says, hey, I stuck these up my nose. I was better within 36 hours.
Wonder where he tried to stick them first.
Here's my question. How long does it usually take to get better? Isn't it about 36 hours? I think it is, isn't it?
Oh, God.
He consulted experts on the common cold and found that the copper rings help get more air into the nostrils, and they combat microorganisms, and they also do a doozy on keeping people to leave you alone. I mean, you walk up to a guy with a copper pipe stuck in his nose.
Which also helps with the spreading of the common
There you
cold.
go. Lakshmi, or however you say his name, is now selling these copper rings for about $10 to anybody who will buy one, because he's saying it's the cure for the common cold.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Do you believe that is going to help your common cold, Heidi?
No, not so much.
I'm not. Now, here's the thing.
I'll just suffer through the cold. They're not that bad.
I'm not claiming to be a doctor, but I'm telling you this. If I got to walk around with copper stuff jammed in my nose for 3 days, or if I just hang in there for like maybe an extra, because he said it'll cure it within 36 hours. Doesn't that pretty much take care of almost
Pretty much, yeah.
I think you're going to get through it. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think that's about right. Coming up here in a bit, we've got other fun stuff. And this thing here, this German man sticking copper in his nose, it's true because he heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. When authorities warned Paul Schweitstraub Jr. not to drink and drive, they should have told him not to drink and ride his lawnmower, too. Because
Why do so many people do that?
Well, because they're lazy and they don't want to walk, so they're like, well, I'm going to drive a lawnmower. 46-year-old Paul Schweitstraub Jr. was pulled over in Fairview Heights, Illinois, charged with riding his lawnmower on a public street while intoxicated with a revoked license. They say he had 2 previous DUI convictions. He had his 1-year-old daughter on his lap as well.
Oh, boy.
And he refused to stop and shouted obscenities when a patrol car was arriving to respond to complaints about a drunk man.
So did he
driving...
think he was going to outrun the cops on his riding lawnmower?
I don't know. There were complaints there was a drunk man driving a lawnmower erratically down the street. Eventually, one of the officers walked up to the mower and just turned off the ignition.
Wow.
So, yeah, he wouldn't pull over. He's like, I'm not pulling over. I got my lawnmower. See if you can catch me, coppers.
Catch me if you can.
I can only imagine how that would have gone down. Anyway, sad thing here is a 1-year-old daughter was on his lap.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's all bad. So that's the kind of thing you do when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Even firefighters burn things that they shouldn't sometimes. In Albany, New York, a firefighter there were a couple of firefighters, rather, tearing apart a minivan as part of a training exercise when somebody noticed personal items that were inside. That's when they realized, we're tearing apart the wrong vehicle. Officials say the firefighters routinely practice accident scene rescue techniques by tearing open donated junk cars. This time, they were supposed to practice on an older vehicle located on another part of a junkyard. Instead, they used the jaws of life to open up a 3-year-old minivan that was at the business to undergo repairs. The owner of the junkyard admitted its role in the mistake, and they're splitting the cost of the van with the fire department because they're the ones that said, yeah, it's a van right around the side. They went around the side, but it was the wrong van.
Oh, boy.
So they tore apart a 3-year-old minivan, and as they were halfway through, they realized, wait a minute, guys, look. There's stuff in here. I don't think this is the right minivan.
Just the fact that it had license plates on it, don't you think
that
would have been a tip-off?
If it was going in to be painted, they may have taken all that stuff off. And the vehicle probably did look like it was, a junk vehicle because it was getting repairs done. So anyway, that's not good. We have your scoop of the day coming your way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. Hey, Heidi, good news. The Pope joined Instagram.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Guess what his first message was?
What?
Pray for me.
Okay.
So I wonder if he was doing the Big Ten brackets and was trying to get some help. Please pray for me. I don't know. Hey, Domino's Australia has unveiled the world's first commercial autonomous delivery vehicle. Not a fictional marketing campaign. It's a bona fide robot that can do anything from navigate fences to talk to customers. Brisbane, Australia will be the testing ground for this cutting-edge pizza delivering system.
What?
They're working on
That is ridiculous.
getting rid of the pizza delivery guy.
Oh, my gosh.
They're going to have a robot that delivers pizzas now. Interesting. Husqvarna has launched Auto Mower
Well, you wouldn't have to
Connect.
tip him.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you still do. Do you tip a robot? I'm not sure how that works. Husqvarna has launched Auto Mower Connect, a free download at the Apple App Store that lets you control a robot mower with your smartphone. And with a touch of a finger, Auto Mower Connect lets you mow your lawn from your wrist via an Apple Watch.
That's cool.
Husqvarna says you can do this if you're at work or on vacation or on the other side of the world. So you can just, sit in your office while you're supposed to be working and play with your phone and
All
mow
right,
your
I
lawn.
love that. That's cool.
Do we need that? I don't know. That's interesting. Hey, World of Beer, a Florida-based chain of craft beer taverns, is looking for 3 interns who will spend almost 4 months this summer visiting breweries across the country and abroad, tasting all sorts of beers, attending beer festivals, and posting about the boozy adventure on a blog and social media. World of Beer will pay you for the summer $12,000, and they'll cover all your travel expenses, including food and lodging, and you get a lot of free beer. So if you don't hear from Heidi all summer,
I was just
you
going to
know
say,
what's going on.
how do I get in on this?
I will throw a link on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi
That
Show.
is fantastic.
I'll throw
I
a
would
link
do
there.
that in a heartbeat.
I know you would, and I wouldn't see you for a long, long time. For those of you who fall for tricks online, I want to make sure you understand this. Ben Affleck, there's a supposed picture of a giant back tattoo that he has. He says that's not real. He does not have a giant back tattoo. During a press interview for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the actor confirmed the massive back tattoo of a phoenix that was supposedly on him was a fake for a movie. So it's not a real tattoo, according to him. Here's another interesting story. Researchers from the University of Leicester, I don't know how you, wherever it is, I think it's in England, they figured out that a vampire would need about 6.5 minutes to guzzle 15% of your blood. This is what we're sending our kids to school to learn about. Are you serious? Why are we doing things like that? That makes no sense. 5 young Austrians have broken the record for binge-watching TV. I think we could beat this record, Heidi. They were staring at a TV screen for 92 straight hours.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I
would
think we
need
could.
my sleep.
For the right TV program, put in a good show and let me watch it. The 4 men and a woman were allowed a 5-minute break per hour for calls of nature, stretching of legs, and even a shower. So it's not like they were...
But they didn't get any sleep for 92 hours. I couldn't do that.
I could do it.
There's no way I could do that.
I could probably do that. A man convicted of robbery worked out a deal to pay $9,000 in damages rather than serve a prison sentence. For payment, he provided the court with a check, one that he forged. Got him 10 additional years.
Oh, my gosh.
That is so dumb. Thieves have stolen a field of corn from a Belgian farmer. Max Sneers discovered the theft when he was about to harvest his crop. Police believed it would have taken 2 hours to reap the 20 tons of corn from the 2.5-acre field. Mr. Sneers talked to neighbors and asked if they heard anything that night. They had, but nobody asked any questions because you can harvest up until 3 a.m. if the corn isn't wet. Police eventually did find the stolen crop, which had already been sold. So how crazy is that? Somebody stole corn right out of their field. Detroit police arrested 5 suspects in connection with a robbery of a McDonald's in June. Shortly after they made their alleged getaway, they appeared to have maybe rehearsed the robbery, but inside the car, one of the men discarded his bandana by tossing it out the window, where it inadvertently snagged on their radio antenna and acted as a identifying flag for police chasing the car. Yeah, that didn't work so
Why would you
hot.
rob a McDonald's?
I don't know. Everybody uses debit cards nowadays.
I know.
What in the world
How
are you
much
gonna
could
get?
possibly be there?
$7.15 and your 1 Big Mac. Good luck to you. The cops are on the way.
Give me
Bad
an
idea.
apple pie, too.
I said 10 McNuggets. All right. Strange law. In Hawaii, it is illegal to appear in public wearing only a swimming suit.
Oh, really?
Only swimming trunks in public is illegal in Hawaii.
That surprises me.
I had no clue. I bet a lot of people break that law. It is a strange law, and this has been your Scoop of the Day.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by Knowles Systems. If you have funds earning less than 6%, listen to this. Commercial mortgage bridge loans pay 6% to 8%. That might be just what you need. You're placed in first position on loans secured by high-quality commercial real estate like hotels, apartments, and office buildings. Your principal never fluctuates in value. You receive 6% per year paid monthly, and your principal is returned in full at the end of each cycle. You never pay commissions, management fees, or asset charges. And you can make these loans inside or outside of an IRA. Start earning 6%. Go to commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com right now. What are you waiting for? Go to commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com. Again, that's commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. I've got a guest on the phone right now, and the funny thing is, a lot of the time when I talk to people, I've never met these people before, but I have actually met Dr. Nathan Unruh, and I've read the book that we're going to talk about. Going to talk about a book called Strike It, 9 Catalytic Principles to Ignite Your Potential. Dr. Nathan Unruh joining us right now. Dr. Unruh, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on your program.
Well, we're glad to have you on the show, and I'll tell you, this is a great book. This book was given to me by my pastor, so that right there already tells you that it must be a pretty darn good book, right?
Oh, I hope so.
When you're endorsed by pastors of churches, that's a good thing. So let's talk about first of all, let's talk about your background. Dr. Nathan Unruh is a chiropractor. Now, how long have you been a chiropractor, sir?
I'm going on my 18th year.
So you're kind of figuring this stuff out then, aren't you?
I'm just starting to figure it out.
You have a couple of offices located in the Sioux Falls area. What is the name of the office, and where are you located again?
In Chiropractic, and we have an office in Sioux Falls. We also have an office in Howard, South Dakota, Brandon, South Dakota, as well as Larchwood, Iowa. And we have just started a new practice called Envi Chiropractica, which will really be geared towards serving the Latin American community in the Sioux Falls area.
Very nice. Now, the book, Strike It, how long has this book been out?
Been out now just over a year, I think, now.
And it's a great book, and I'm serious. This is one that when it was given to me, I read it, I think, over the course of a weekend. It didn't take a long time to read, but it was really good information in there. What was the reason for writing this book, Dr. Unruh?
I'm an avid reader, and I wanted to be able to write a book that would help to motivate or inspire people to really reach their potential. I wanted to write a book that they could read in a very short period of time that was just full of great nuggets about the different 9 principles that can help just act as change agents to help people just see that, hey, you do have great possibility, you do have great potential, and here's a few nuggets that you can use to help get things going.
And on the cover of the book, there's a picture of a match, like a matchstick. And when you think about the potential that in that little matchstick, you can do really good things with that, or you could do, I suppose, bad things with it too. But it's the potential that's in there. And each one of us have potential inside of us to do great things, don't we?
That's exactly right. And I'm glad to bring up the matchstick, because the whole concept and analogy there is in the very tip of that match, you have everything you need to start a fire, right?
Yes.
I mean, you can start a fire to light a room, light a candle, or even light a burning bonfire. But if we don't have any friction and you don't have any change agents, all that just sits in the match, and the match does no good. And so these 9 catalytic principles serve as that friction that can keep that ball rolling to get that fire lit.
Again, visiting right now with Dr. Nathan Unruh, author of a book called Strike It, 9 Catalytic Principles to Ignite Your Potential. Now, is this the first book you've done, or do you have other books that you've done in the past?
I do have another book that I wrote called Imbibe Your Life. And it was just again about 7 principles of wellness. And that book was written a number of years ago. And then we do have a new book that's coming out here in May called Digit. And it's the one number that will transform your life.
And that's called Digit?
Digit.
So we'll be looking for Digit as that comes out. And again, the book Strike It, if I maybe am listening right now and think, boy, that sounds like a fascinating concept for a book, where can I find a copy of the book Strike It?
You can, I think the best way to get a copy of it is to shoot me an email. You can shoot me an email at Dr. Unruh, DRUNRUH, at online.com. And I'll be happy to send you out a copy.
Very nice. And it, like I said, folks, it is a great book. I've absolutely enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to reading Digit when that comes out as well. And when that one comes out, we'll reach back out and chat with you about it as well.
John, if you wanted to get it online, you can also go online and get the book also on Amazon.
All right, so it's available at Amazon. And again, the book is called Strike It, 9 Catalytic Principles to Ignite Your Potential. We've been chatting today with the author, Dr. Nathan Unruh. Dr. Unruh, again, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And again, if you'd like to find that book, it is available at Amazon. The book is called Strike It, 9 Catalytic Principles to Ignite Your Potential. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
On the TV show The Jetsons, Jane, the mom, is 33, and her daughter, Judy, she's 15. That means that Jane would have had her first child at age 18.
Okay.
So she would have been, less than 18 when she was, making the child, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So that's what the
Okay.
future is like, Heidi. Just saying. Hey,
This was like now. What are you talking about?
Jetsons, I'm saying that's the future. That's
Uh-huh.
what they predicted back in the day. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A moment of time is an actual unit of time. How long does a moment take?
I don't know.
Exactly 1.5 minutes. So 90 seconds is a moment. Hey, do you have a moment? Yes. 90 seconds. Go. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The worst time to reach the IRS is on a Monday. 1 p.m. Monday, to be exact, is the worst time to try to get a hold of the IRS. If they're trying to get a hold of you, it's always bad. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Rubber bands last longer when they're refrigerated. Interesting stuff.
Okay.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that?
Peanuts are one of the ingredients of dynamite.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are 293 ways to make change for $1. I can only make change for $1 one way, and that's by making change for $1.
I wonder if dynamite then has to have a peanut warning
Probably.
on it.
You can't. Hey, and that there you go. Hey, keep that dynamite away from my
May
kid. He's got a
contain
peanut
peanuts.
allergy. I don't know. That's going to do it for your fun facts on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by RadioReallyWorks.com. I know you're listening to a podcast, but did you know the John and Heidi Show is also a radio show? And for those of you who have businesses, you should consider using radio to advertise your business. We can even help you create some catchy little jingles or amazing radio ads that will help pull people in. Get all the details or just learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. What is the most stressful day of the week, Heidi? Do you have any idea?
I would
Stress-filled days.
say Mondays.
Well, you know
probably.
what?
Or Tuesdays.
A lot of people would say Mondays, and a lot of people would be wrong. Apparently, Mondays are not the most stressful days. No matter where you work or what you do, chances are you'll feel more stress on Tuesdays. And if you want to be even more specific, the stress will peak at 11:45 a.m. That is the word from researchers at Clasdo Limited, a United Kingdom company that makes the health supplement Bimuno, whatever that is. Conventional wisdom would say that Monday is the most stress-filled day, but most workers coast through Monday. You know why?
Yeah. Well, because they're just coming off the weekend. They're still
Yeah.
kind of relaxed
Says
and
they
chilling.
spend the day getting their brain in gear and catching up with gossip from the weekend and social network sites. 53% of those polled admitted that they don't do a whole lot of work on Monday.
And then Tuesdays, you've got to do all the work from Monday and Tuesday.
10% said they spent a lot of the workday on Facebook and Twitter on Monday. Guess what I did this weekend?
I could see that. That makes sense to me. That's
please
why
get
I
back to
said
work.
Tuesday right after I said Monday. I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
Tuesday is the day that more people are stressed. That is also one of the reasons that we chose to do Tuesdays with Charlie on Tuesday.
To lighten things
Yeah,
up.
lighten things up. You know, it's a stressful day. You wanna relax and calm down on Tuesdays, and also because we just thought it would be fun to call him once a week, and that was the day we picked. But there you go. Tuesdays, the most stressful day of the week for the majority of people. Coming your way here in a little bit, we're going to talk about a car wash, charity car wash that didn't go so well. Interesting story. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVWheelator.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVWheelator.com.
I'm sure you've seen people like in a parking lot washing cars, doing a little fundraiser. Have you seen this before?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Charity car washes. Have you ever stopped at one of those and had, somebody from a church or high school wash your car? I've done it.
I haven't.
You've never done that?
No, I don't
have.
like talking to strangers.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of people that have done that, and that's normal. But in Brisbane, Australia, guess what happened there? A group was doing the same thing, trying to raise money to help with humanitarian assistance in China. The group had a sign in the parking lot that said, free car washes. And then they were taking donations. Hey, it's free. If you want to give a donation, you can. Well, that sign violated a city ordinance. The police slapped the group with a $350 fine. Then the local government seized all of the money that they had made. All they had left for the entire day's work was $100 that they were able to actually give to this organization. Washing cars all day. They'd made a bunch of
Why?
money.
What happened? What?
Because they had a sign without a permit, basically.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, so there you go. That's in Brisbane, Australia. So, interesting stuff. Coming your way here in a bit. I've got things to say, but we'll just move on. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
You know, sometimes maybe it's just a good idea to not cook if you're not a good cook, or to at least cook things you're good at cooking. Lorraine Parker wanted to make a great chicken dinner for her guests. A week earlier, she didn't cook the chicken enough. So this time, she wanted to make sure it was cooked well enough. Well, it was cooked well enough, all right. It set her oven on fire right before the party. Lorraine had to call the fire department. They came and put out the flames, dousing her chicken and making it uneatable. Her chicken, this was the second roasting effort that went wrong. 1 week earlier, she had to borrow chicken from a neighbor because when she made chicken, it was so undercooked that when they cut into it, it bled. That's not a good sign when you're making chicken. Now her new chicken was overcooked, and so was her kitchen. So maybe, Lorraine, maybe you just shouldn't make chicken.
Sounds like her cooking is pretty foul.
Ooh, Heidi. That is what our son would call a dad joke. And usually they come out of me. So is that how I sound when I say those things?
Yes, it is. Exactly.
That's awesome. All right. Coming up, are you driving your husband crazy, Heidi? We'll tell you all about this in a bit.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by Knowles Systems. If you have funds earning less than 6%, listen to this. Commercial mortgage bridge loans pay 6% to 8%. That might be just what you need. You're placed in first position on loans secured by high-quality commercial real estate like hotels, apartments, and office buildings. Your principal never fluctuates in value. You receive 6% per year paid monthly, and your principal is returned in full at the end of each cycle. You never pay commissions, management fees, or asset charges, and you can make these loans inside or outside of an IRA. I'll give you a toll-free number to call, 888-547-8007. Start earning 6% now. Call 888-547-8007.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We are a married couple, so don't try this at home. Actually, do try this at home. Ladies, do you get on your husband's nerves? Take this simple test to find out. Heidi, take note. Each question you answer yes or no, and you're going to have to add these up, so you might want to write this stuff down.
Okay.
Have you ever told your husband that you wished he made more money? Yes or no?
No.
I think you have.
No, we both work at the same place, so.
2, do you frequently remind your husband to pick up after himself?
Yes.
3, do you dislike your husband's family or close friends and tell him about it all the time?
No.
4, do you frequently criticize your husband for his bad habits?
Yes.
5, do you contradict your husband in front of your children or your
Yes.
friends? 6, when you and your husband are with others, do you ever joke about him being less than romantic?
No, I don't think so. Do I?
It's not a joke, it's true.
No, I don't, because
Okay.
you're very romantic. So no.
7, do you tell your husband that he rarely lifts a hand to help you?
No.
Are you sure about that one?
I don't tell you that
Ever?
you rarely lift
Oh,
a hand
you
to
don't
help
tell
me.
me. Okay, it's everybody else. Number 8, have you ever told your husband that you wish he could be more like your father or more like another person that you admire?
No.
I don't think you've ever said, I wish you were more like Charlie. 9, you frequently remind your husband not to eat certain foods or not to touch food items in the refrigerator.
No, it doesn't do me any good anyway, so
That's
why
what you tell
bother?
me.
If I have bought things for a recipe, I say,
Yeah.
don't eat that
Do
because I
not
need
touch it. Number 10, if you know something is bothering your husband, do you force him to talk?
Yes.
All right. So how many yeses did you get?
Well, I put down 4, but I think you would disagree with me.
It says 0 to 3, you're easy to live with. You probably don't irritate your man. 4 to 6, you tend to irritate your mate, but you can improve by taking a close look at the questions you had answered yes to and maybe adjust some things. 7 to 10, you're a NAG is what it says. You're nag. It's not my words. I'm reading this. It says you definitely irritate your husband. Even if you feel that he is the one that's annoying you, it's time to look at your own part of the unpleasantness, and he'll eventually drive your man away if you bug him too much. I'll tell you, any one of those that you would have answered yes to doesn't really bother me. So, you know, if you're
I think I landed right where I'm supposed to land. I think there are things I could improve on, but
there you go.
I think everybody would have to
Sounds
say that
good.
about themselves.
High five. There we go. Boom. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Again, marriage counseling avoided. We don't need it. Thanks for listening on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap this program up with some good news, and I think we've got some good news here today. It says, while the debate rages over a wall between Mexico and Canada, a town on our border between the United States and Canada has come up with another plan. They use potted plants. According to ABC News, the village of Derbyline in Vermont and Stanstead, Quebec, they're still essentially one town. The line physically snakes through the side streets, in and out of houses, through the public library, and straight down the middle of a main road that residents affectionately call Can USA Street, because it's, part Canada, part USA. A line of potted plants downtown actually represents the real international boundary between the two nations. So they're saying, we don't need a wall. We've got potted plants between us. Try to get past those potted plants. You can walk freely
get past the
between
potted
the two.
But here's the thing: it was on the border of Canada.
Yeah, Canadian.
There's probably
United
not
States
a lot of
border.
issues right there. That's not where we're wanting the fence necessarily.
Well, I'm just saying. I think it's really cool that in this particular place they said, "Hey, we don't necessarily need a fence. We get along with our neighbors. Everything's working out just fine." Now, there are people who are saying that if a certain person is elected, and it's on both sides of the aisle, by the way. I've heard people say that they're going to move to Canada, and there's actually a marketing campaign from Canada asking people to move there, which I think is kind of funny. So when it's all said and done, we may be even closer neighbors with Canada because there may be people moving to Canada, and there may be Canadians that would decide to move here. Who knows? It's just really interesting when we talk a lot about one border, but we don't talk hardly at all about that other border.
Because there's no issues on that other border.
Okay, well, there you go. I thought it was pretty cool. Again, the name of the town is Derbyline, Vermont, and Stanstead,
Can you imagine we'll be
Quebec.
growing in those pots on the other border?
Would you just stop? I was just watching a video where they're talking about their drug dealers on the southern border where there's already sections of fence, and they're shooting drugs over the border in cannons, and they have somebody on the other side literally with catcher's mitts
You know what?
catching
There's
them.
got to be something that can be done. That is absolutely
That is.
ridiculous
I
that
just
that
thought
can
that was
happen
crazy.
and that nobody is doing a thing about it.
But they have like a little tank that they built in the back of a truck, and they're shooting it over the borders
Wow.
in cannons. So I don't know. Interesting stuff. I don't know if how tall do you need to build the wall to fix that kind of thing. I just don't know what's going to happen. It's just crazy. It's like Wile E. Coyote was giving them advice on how to do this stuff. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the good folks at Knowles Systems. If you haven't heard of them, well, you need to listen up because I got to tell you all about this. If you have funds earning less than 6%, maybe you should check into a better system like Knowles Systems. They have commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com. If you've never heard of a commercial mortgage bridge loan, I'm going to tell you what this is. It's a loan paying 6% to 8%, and it could be just what you need. You're placed in the first position on loans secured by high-quality commercial real estate like hotels and apartments and office buildings. Your principal never fluctuates in value. You receive 6% per year paid monthly, and your principal is returned in full at the end of each cycle. You never pay commissions, management fees, or asset charges. You can make these loans inside or outside of an IRA. If you'd like more info on how you can start earning 6% or more right now, call 888-547-8007. I'll give you that number again in a second, but first, you might want to just check out the website if that's easier. commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com. Again, commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com or 888-547-8007.
John and Heidi.
And your bonus break right now, the NFL says they are considering playing a game in China in 2018. So they're saying, I have no idea. They're just saying, hey, you know what? Let's go over there and play some American football and show them what that's like.
Okay.
So, it could be kind of cool. 2018, something to look forward to. Trying to decide between oatmeal and a bowl of cornflakes? Researchers say go with the oatmeal. Study participants ate less at lunch when they had oatmeal for breakfast. So, do you like oatmeal?
I don't. It's slimy and gross. And
I don't dislike oatmeal, but I can tell you, I don't think I've ever woke up and said, man, I have a hankering for some oatmeal.
I really just don't like the texture of it at all.
A pair of Australian construction workers used chainsaws to destroy their work site as a retribution for lack of payment.
Oh, boy.
A video posted to Facebook by the Uptrend Engineering and Construction Group showed two men using chainsaws to destroy what appears to be a partially built home. Facebook post reads, when this guy's boss didn't pay his workers on time, he's going to learn the hard way to never do that again.
And they'll learn the hard way that they're breaking the law and they get to sit in prison.
And I hope that's what happened, because here's the thing. The guy that didn't pay you is not the guy that you're damaging there. You're damaging the people who are building that home. So the guy that paid you, if you wanted to take a chainsaw, well, I shouldn't even say this because now it sounds like I'm encouraging that. I would say take a chainsaw to his truck or something, because that's his. That job site doesn't belong to him. Don't take a chainsaw to his truck. I'm just can I rewind that and not say that? Hey, reviews for the Batman v Superman started trickling out, and they're mixed reviews. One says, "Go like a speeding bullet to see this dark mess." Is that a good thing?
No. First of all, what a stupid idea for a movie.
I know.
Of course Superman's going to win.
Well,
how could he not?
But here's the thing.
He's got actual superpowers. Batman
Does
is just
he
some
win?
guy in a costume.
Does he win, though?
But there's no way he couldn't. If you think about it
I
all,
saw
there's no possible way.
A video
Unless
interview.
Batman made his suit out of kryptonite, there's no way he can beat Superman.
I saw an interview with the guy who was the voice of Batman for like video games or cartoons or something. And I never knew what the guy looked like before. When he was talking, I was like, oh, that's the guy that plays Batman. That's interesting. Nice, seems like a nice guy. But he was saying kind of what you just said, where, Superman has these superpowers and Batman's just a man in a suit.
Yeah.
But he's a cunning man in a suit. He's been able to outfox all kinds of things. Well, meanwhile, Superman has never really had to think much because, hey, I'm super strong. I can just, bend these bars and walk out. And that's where he said the interesting thing is this is kind of brawn versus brain, really, because you've got Superman, who is super strong, but you've got Batman, who, even though he's not a superhero, he is, supposedly, but he's just a man in a suit, he's super smart and can outthink. So that's where it was an interesting conversation that I didn't really get a chance to...
You can't outthink superpowers.
I think you can. I don't know.
I mean, you can outthink strength, but Superman is
Didn't Lex
completely
Luthor
different.
outthink superpowers a few times?
But he never won.
For a while he did.
But not like at the end of the movie. It's
Well,
not
yeah.
like, oh no,
Wouldn't have been much of a movie, would
I did
it?
not see that coming. Lex Luthor won.
Well, Superman's dead. Well, there won't be a Superman 6,
There's
apparently.
just no way. I'm sorry, but that's the dumbest idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there are a lot of people that were excited about the movie. I got to admit, I am not one of those people.
I'm just not a superhero movie fan
All right.
of any kind, really.
Have to ask you, do you know who Chelsea Handler is?
I know that name,
I think. I'm going to just...
but I don't know why I know that name.
Well, Chelsea. This is the story. It says Chelsea Handler got naked for Reese Witherspoon's birthday.
Oh, isn't that nice?
So I just Googled Chelsea Handler just because I wanted to see what she looked like and if I actually recognize her. What is she from? So I don't know that I know her from anything, really.
I have no idea.
It says leave it to E, so maybe she's on the E television channel.
I don't know. Who
I have no
cares?
clue. Well, here's the story, because that's what we were trying to get to here. It says Chelsea Handler got naked for Reese Witherspoon's 40th birthday, because that's what you do when you're Chelsea Handler. The 41-year-old posted a full frontal snap with the caption, "Happy birthday" at Reese Witherspoon. Why would she have done that? Again, it doesn't matter who she is. I mean, I've got friends that have birthdays. I'm not going to celebrate by sending them a naked photo.
Maybe
of me.
have some. Maybe they're in a relationship.
Could be. I have no idea. All I know is I'm done Googling this because I'm pretty sure my, once you start doing things on Google, it starts to get to know you, and it's going to think that I'm some sort of pervert. So, looking to see does it say Chelsea? She's got a series on Netflix.
It doesn't matter.
Chelsea
John.
is the name of the series. Let's move on.
Move
That's going
on.
to pretty much take care of it. Sounds like somebody's breaking into our building here. Did you just hear
I know.
I think
I'm wondering what's going on out there.
car might
Got to
have
get
hit
to my
us.
gun.
Well, all I know is it's time to say goodbye once again, Heidi.
Goodbye once again, Heidi.
Hey, you did say what I said. Your bonus break brought to you by Knowles Systems. If you've got funds earning less than 6%, you should check into a commercial mortgage bridge loan from Knowles Systems. They got a better system. 6 to 8% is what those things are earning. And if you'd like to get all the details, get all of the fine print, all of the info, all of the questions you have can be answered if you go to commercialmortgagebridgeloans.com.